Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news today, taking a look at Rolling Stone's top 100 sitcoms of all time. If you missed yesterday's episode, I covered numbers 100 through 80. Picking up at number 79, WKRP in Cincinnati. Now, as a radio guy, one of my favorites of all time, who did not want to be Dr. Johnny Fever, and I'm looking at the picture of the cast here, and I know some people had eyes for Lonnie Anderson, but boy, I cannot get enough of Jan Smithers. Picture I'm looking at, she's wearing a raincoat and a hat, and she just looks so adorable as Bailey Quarters. I was always on Team Bailey. It's like the Ginger and Marianne of radio guys. If you've never seen this particular episode, I'm going to mention spoilers. When you're responsible for one of the single funniest half hours in the history of American television, the episode is called Turkeys Away, where the radio station's program director foolishly attempts to drop live poultry from a helicopter because, quote, "As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly." It is one of the funniest half hours of TV you would ever see. What a great cast. Tim Reed, I mentioned before. Howard Hessman as Dr. Johnny Fever. What a great show. And you can forget about the remake, the new WKRP in Cincinnati. It's not a remake, it's a spinoff. We are off to a great start here. Number 78 is Peep Show. My Brits know all about Peep Show. You Americans need to listen. Peep Show is on Hulu. You need to watch it. It ran on Channel 4 in the UK from 2003 to 2015. This Britcom became a word-of-mouth cult favorite, even in the U.S., stars David Mitchell and Robert Webb, who did their own brilliant sketch series, That Mitchell and Webb Look, also you should watch, which was a huge influence on Key and Peele. Yep, absolutely. They played a couple of socially inept London mates bumbling and slacking through life. The actors wore head-mounted cameras for point-of-view feel. Peep Show was where future Oscar winner Olivia Colman first turned heads. The most classic scene was when Webb gets up at his uncle's funeral to give a bizarrely poignant rant comparing Jesus to Enya. You need to watch Peep Show. If you've never seen Peep Show, stop listening to this podcast. Watch Peep Show right now. It's on Hulu. I believe it's on Amazon as well. This probably should be in the top 20. You hear me? Number 77, One Day at a Time. No, not the original, the Netflix version. Never saw it. Number 76, New Girl. Another one of those shows that just got lost to me. I like Zoe a lot, but just never watched New Girl, so I won't judge it. Number 75, Blackadder, ran on BBC One from 1983 to 1989. Number 74, one of my favorites, Futurama, ran on Fox from 99 to 2003, and Comedy Central from 2008 to 2013. Big fan of Futurama, even though I commented on the last episode. There shouldn't be animation on this. Okay. Number 73, absolutely fabulous, BBC 92 to 96. Number 72, HBO's The Comeback. Really? Really? The Comeback is on this list? Lisa Kudrow? HBO? You never watched it? No. Number 71, Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. Been on Adult Swim since 2013. Rolling Stone writes, Rick and Morty began life as a pornographic spoof of the Back to the Future films called The Real Animated Adventures of Doc and Marty. When he teamed up with Community creator Dan Harmon, the idea evolved into one of the most imaginative and darkest comedies ever put on television, as mad scientist Rick and his victimized grandson Morty travel to strange alien worlds and parallel realities. There seems to be no limit on what they can do or what this series can be. I can't even describe to you Rick and Morty. Just watch it. It is really, 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 really good. Number 70, I have seen this one, and I am that old. The Phil Silvers Show ran on CBS from 55 to 59. You may know it as Sergeant Bilko. Phil Silvers was terrific. Every week, his officer, Sergeant Bilko, would bilk the men in his barracks out of their earnings via con games, get-rich schemes, and any number of complicated swindles. If Bilko could convince an underling to do his job while he dreamed up ways to make a quick buck off the base's blowhard boss, Colonel Hall, all the better. Phil Silvers almost single-handedly set up the template of the lovable stinker sitcom archetype. It's no surprise that both Larry David and Ricky Gervais are huge fans of the show. Sergeant Bilko, great show, and if you've ever seen the cartoon Top Cat, definitely inspired by Sergeant Bilko. I guess it makes sense that Rolling Stone's list of the top 100 sitcoms of all time is getting better as we get higher up the list, right? I didn't like the first 10, 100 to 90 so much, and now that we're in the 60s, I kind of like it. Makes sense, Johnny Mac. Number 69, Flight of the Conchords. I've been known to drive around in the car playing Flight of the Conchords records. I'm also a fan of stalker/fan Mel, played by Kristin Schaal. I've got some Kristin Schaal stories that you might have to buy me a couple drinks. I'm a fan of Kristin. Number 68 is Maude, which ran on CBS from 72 to 78. Now, I'm old enough that I watched a lot of the legacy CBS sitcoms, All in the Family, MASH, but not Maude. Maude just wasn't in my wheelhouse. I guess the topics were a little too adult for me, so I am not a Maude fan. I am not a Maude hater. Number 67, the Jack Benny program, ran on CBS from 50 to 64, and then NBC from 64 to 65. I'm surprised it's that low. And it had started as a radio show, so that had been around forever. Number 66, Get Smart, ran on NBC from 65 to 69, and then a season on CBS. I didn't realize it had switched networks like that. Number 65, Phineas and Ferb, more animation. How is Phineas and Ferb ahead of Rick and Morty? No, I disagree, Rolling Stone, vehemently. Ran on Disney from 2007 to 2015, but no. Number 64, all right. I like this next show a lot, but it's already too high on the list. What We Do in the Shadows at number 64, ahead of Jack Benny? No, just no. No, you're just trying to be cool. No. Rolling Stone writes, the ranking will probably feel absurdly low within a few years. No. And it has Matt Berry in it, and one of my favorite characters of all time, the energy vampire, Colin Robinson. But no. Great show. Watch it. Number 63, Designing Women, ran on CBS from 1986 to 1993. I would have been 17 in 1986. You don't think I watched a sitcom about a bunch of middle-aged women at a design firm? Of course I did not. I've never seen Designing Women. Number 62, all right, Brits, get ready to throw a brick. I have never, ever, not even once heard of The Thick of It. Ran on BBC 4 from 05 to 07 and BBC 2 from 2009 to 2012. Never heard of this. What is this? A satire of backstabbing among the Prime Minister's toadies. Introduced us to Malcolm Tucker, a spin doctor for number 10 Downing Street, and one of the most profane comic anti-heroes to ever grace the small screen. All right, that sounds fun, Peter Capaldi. I will check this out. Apparently, it's on Amazon or HBO Max. All right, thank you, Rolling Stone. I will check that out. Let's do one more. Catastrophe, which ran on Channel 4 in the UK from 2015 to 2019. A romance that plays out in the wrong order. American businessman Rob Delaney, and Irish-born teacher Sharon have a one-night stand while he's in London on a business trip, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so this is the thing that's on Amazon. I didn't realize it was a British show. I thought it was an American show on Amazon, but makes sense. Okay. That'll do it for today. That's your comedy news for today. Follow the show on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your show. Back tomorrow with more of this list.